Good morning. Here we are again. I did not brush my hair because personally, I don't care. If the whole world wants to see me this way, all 25 of you that'll ever see this video. Anyway, here we are again. I've been rather bummed out lately. There's a point at which I can't do anything else, and so I sit down. And when I sit down in front of the smart TV and I watch YouTube, and then I watch Netflix, and sometimes, and I feel like there's nothing that I can do, that I am in pain, and I can't, and I have no energy, and there's nothing I can do at all after that point. And last night I lit on the idea. Willem was lighting the fire, and then he left it, and I went over to it and sat in front of it and watched it light. And I washed the door of it. He brought me the vinegar and a washcloth, and I washed the wood stove door, and I was able to enjoy myself a little bit like that. But you know, it's gotten cold out. It's -6 this morning. What's that? 6 and 6 is 12 from 32, 22, 18, no, 20. So it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit today and -6 Celsius. And it's such a shock, right? Because we had such nice warm weather last week, and for all these weeks, this is pretty uncommon to have it so nice in the middle of November. I don't know what date it is, sometime in November. Anyway, but I need to solve that. That's quite a problem for me, is to know what I should do when I have no more energy. I can't. There's a combination of no more energy and no more interest, and so I just sit to be entertained. And so I gave up at 7 o'clock. I thought, I don't want to do this. I'm just going to go lie in my bed. And so I lay in bed and read different things on social media, and then I went to sleep. And then I woke up at 7. Is that Tyler? Good morning, Tyler. You have energy because you're so busy. But if I'm not busy, sometimes I just sit outside in the sun. But my energy is going to be gone whether I'm busy or not. I've learned that about myself, that if I... Thank you for helping figure this out. Is my energy gone because I'm so busy, or is it just gone because it's that time of day? And whether I do anything or not, and I think I was overwhelmed yesterday. Ava worked on the sunroom, and the sunroom is beautiful, but the sunroom, exploded all over the house. All the contents of the sunroom are now, that's the place that I put everything I didn't know where it would go. And now I have all this stuff I don't know where to put out. Air conditioner, and all the wires, all the technology wires and stuff. I was thinking perhaps I should put them in this table here, this desk, because that's sort of what's in here already. But there's wires for everything. That's like printer wires and computer cables. But if you need one, you have to buy them, and they cost a lot. And we never needed a printer wire for years. And then the other day, Willem needed a printer wire, and there it was. Actually, I don't think it worked. My grapes are drying into raisins. There's no mold on them. They're just dehydrating, as they should. Anyway, so I have to deal with that. I have to figure out what to do with my life when I don't feel like doing anything. I can't just go to bed at 7 o'clock. I used to have a life. I used to do things in the evening. Of course, I guess when the children are here, It gives me a lot to do, but I'm still out of energy. After like it depends on what I do. You're right. Like yesterday I went for a walk. At the after Ava left, it was 3 o'clock and the sun sets at 4 o'clock now, or 4:30. Why do they do this to us? Anyway, so I wanted to walk in the sunshine, so I was going to go down to the grass hut area and walk around the moat, which is where what direction I always head, but I knew it was all in the shade down there. I didn't want to walk in the shade. And so I thought, oh, I'll go up the other way and I'll go on Cindyland. It's nice and sunny up there. Well, then I got up there and I thought, well, I want to walk down along the stream. And so I walked down the hill and I found there's a big birch tree across the path and there's another thing across the path, and I have to take my little handsaw. I think my handsaw would be better than the chainsaw because that's pretty heavy. But and I walked down that way, and then I walked around. I walked down the path and along the stream, and then I thought I'm going to try out walking out the other way and then down the road. And so I walked across the bridge, which has been slammed into by two trees. So they're kind of, it's the slats of the bridge, and these trees have sort of come into it. There's two different ones that have come in at angles. They were shoved down during one of the floods, probably spring flood. I was supposed to find somebody who can repair and build a new bridge, and she'll pay for it. I just need to find somebody, but I haven't really looked for anybody. And so anyway, I went across there and I walked along and I came out and I was okay. And by the time I got to the bottom of our road here and started to head up, I was totally out of energy. Good morning, Suze. Nice to see you again. Thank you for coming along. I need you guys listening to me while I rattle on. Anyway, and so then I did come back up the hill. I found a stick that I can use for I need another curtain rod in the family room. There was one once, but I don't know whatever happened to it. Anyway, but I need to put another one in, so I got one. But I was so tired, I had to stop on the way up. And so when I got up, I was quite tired, but luckily I had made that soup earlier in the day. Yay, it's pumpkin, black-eyed peas. What else was in it? Pumpkin, black-eyed peas. And I don't remember. I put salt in and it was kind of nice and mild, and then I added salt and it brought out all these strong flavors, and didn't think I should have done that, but Willem liked it, so that was okay. Anyway, so I had that, and then of course I ate chips with it afterwards, my corn chips. But then I went to bed, and I need to do something different with my life in the evenings. I don't want to sit there and watch television, but when I'm too tired to do anything, I'm too tired to raise my arms. Maybe I could knit or something. I don't know. I have to think about this. But I need to have something that I do in the evenings. But it was a good idea to sit and watch the fire. That was nice. I kind of wanted to stretch out on the couch and watch the fire, but then I thought, well, I'll just go and lay in my bed. That's easier than sorting out the couch. And what is this noise that's happening over there? I don't know. Anyway, so I guess we should start as I ramble on. You like my new name for this? Like you said, Nancy's, what did you call it? Random Ramblings. Here, I wrote it down and I had to get it out of here to look at it today. This is a letter to myself, to Nancy tomorrow. Random Babblings with Nancy today. So there you have it. This is Random Babblings, which is what I do best. Anyway, so So, it's sunny outside, but it's -6, so I don't want to go out there yet. Although I do have my long johns on and my long sleeve shirt and my long sweater. And I could go out there, but I'm going to do this first, and by then it might be -4 instead of -6. Oh my gosh. So I could go out and make a campfire in the teepee in the evenings. What should I do? What is the best thing to do? Anyway, I'll be glad for some comments from you. Give me some ideas. The other day, yesterday morning, I talked to my friend who spins and knits, and she is so inspiring. She was making all kinds of sauces, applesauce, and if you add pumpkin to applesauce and boil it down, you get apple butter. Did you know that? You need to add some pumpkin to it. Otherwise, you're going to end up boiling all your applesauce down, and there'll be lot less of it. Anyway, so I took my antidepressant again this morning. I had forgotten it for a couple days, and perhaps that's why I was feeling bummed out. Some of us need antidepressants. I have relatives that didn't have children because they have too much depression. That's kind of sad. I would curl up on the couch with a good book or spin, maybe knit. Spinning is such a lovely thing to do. Have you been spinning a lot lately? Curl up on the couch with a book. Yeah, maybe a book is a good idea. The couches are from my son, and they're both love seat length. So I have to do a whole pillow thing, 2 pillows behind and some pillows here, and then be down in the hoop with my legs going over the end. The hoop in the valley. All right. Spinning. I did the dishes yesterday, and I helped Ava out a lot. And I carried things like V8 juice to the cases. I buy V8 juice in a case. I have been spinning. I love it. It's so relaxing. And how is your back when you do it? Does it hurt your upper back at all? I could spin again. I have to be in the other room where the chair is the right height. You have to get everything organized for yourself, right? Like, it has to fit your body and your capabilities. You have to be able to access things. You have to have things beside the chair that you want there. Playing Minecraft is a pretty it doesn't do anything. Like, it's not a permanent thing. You can get some happiness out of it from like, I don't know if you know Minecraft, but they have a mountain. It's all pixelated. So the mountain will be made of dirt blocks. And so they're green on top and dirt colored on the edges. So you look at the mountain, it's all dirt colored with these little green lines. But if you were to put leaves, so you stack up leaves all along, and then you back up and it looks very pretty. And you can follow the contour all around, and you never know where you're going to end up because you're going farther and farther away as you follow the contour, putting leaves along it. And there's some sort of a fulfillment that is very, whatever. I bought a chair designed for spinning, and it keeps me from hunching over the wheel. Ah, a chair designed for spinning. Now, is that a low chair? And did you get a spinning wheel like mine, or do you have an upright thing? Yeah. And I was thinking I could do a lot of carding. It's going to be cold outside, so I've borrowed this drum carder, and I need to take it back sometime. So I'm trying to card a lot, and I have this huge heap of strips of carded, they're pretty thick, carded wool now. And I could sit and weave. I like weaving. But all these things, a bit of energy. Like, there's a point at which I can no longer stand up, and I just have no energy. Am I eating wrong? Should I eat something else? Something that gives me energy. I've found that often throughout my life, I would have no energy. And so I would eat. I would go eat thinking, oh, that'll give me energy. Upright wheel. I think it's called a castle wheel. Oh, yes. The chair is low to the ground. Yes. Good idea. I have I have a chair right here. It's hidden in the corner, but it's quite low to the ground. Perhaps I should use this chair, but I don't really want to come up here and spin. Why not? Oh no, not these guys again. Hide user on channel. I hid them. Ha! So they're gone. No, the problem is you're almost 70 and you're working like you're 20. Well, so what do you do? Is that, I'm almost 70. That's true. I'm almost 70. 3 years I'll be 70. And I'm working like I'm 20. But when I was 20, I've always worked like I was 20. And I don't understand not working like I'm 20. What do you not do? And do you make yourself sit when you still have energy? There are little energy drinks, those little 5-hour energy drinks. Perhaps that's what I should do. They're actually full of B vitamins and bull testosterone or something. That's probably why they call those big ones Red Bull. I don't drink those. They're still hidden. Ha ha ha. Plan out your days better. Include naps. Naps. I've never been able to nap. A blood panel may give you answers. A blood panel. I shall write that down for Nancy tomorrow. That means I have to go to the doctor. Ugh. A blood panel. I've never heard it called blood panel before, but that's a good name. Blood work is what they call it. I think our bodies, okay. I think our bodies need rest time, at least mine does. Go along like a tornado. I go along like a tornado and then I crash. When you get up from your nap, how are you then? I find when I get up from my nap, I'm a bit like, what day is it? And I'm a bit confused. And when I go lie down for a nap, I don't get up. Like at 7 o'clock, I thought, well, I'll just go lie down and read in here. And I knew I wasn't going to get up. I mean, I probably read until 8:30 or something. And of course, that's the old 9:30. And then I just slept in until I went to bed at 7 and I got up at 7. I didn't get up. I laid in bed and read again until 8:30. There's a lot of news to read, And I uploaded some little videos. I made some 15-second videos while I was out, and I uploaded them as shorts. Wow, we have 9 people here today. Wow, that's amazing. That's a lot of you. Maybe it's the idea of rambling babblings. Now, what was it called? What did you call it again? I like taking my little card out of here. Isn't this fun? Random babblings with Nancy today. That's me. Anyway, perhaps give yourself permission to do nothing and rest. Well, I do that all the time. Like when I'm outside, I go for a walk. I have chairs everywhere and I sit. I sit in a chair until I feel completely rested. Have no work problem at all anymore. Like I sit for 15 minutes and maybe write in my journal or make a video or read or something. And then I have lots of energy again and I get up and I do things. You're right. I do work hard, but I've always worked hard. I work like I'm 20, but I'm almost 70. But there's no way I could work at a job. I could not possibly do that because I take many breaks. Like sitting down this morning. This is not me to sit down in the morning because this is my energy time. And if I sit now, my energy is gone anyway by 2. So what food do you eat that gives you energy? Hey, there's 7 people and only 3 thumbs ups. What's with this? Hmm? You make me feel good when you thumbs up me. When you thumbs me up. Thumbs up. Everywhere I look, I think I see things that I could do. I'm resting up for the holidays are fast approaching. Ah, so if you rest a lot, it gives you energy for later. Oh, thank you. There's another thumb up. Bless your heart. You guys are so sweet to me. I'm glad you love me. I guess I'm very overwhelmed by the state of my house. I mean, having the sunroom throw up all over the house is just not much good. And then trying to figure out where things should go. Ava was saying that when she was cleaning out the sunroom, she was finding like stained glass. There was glass in the box, and there were items, you know, like that block stuff you have to use on your what is that thing called, the soldering iron? You wipe your iron on this block and it gives off these terrible fumes. So you have to have the window open, and you're doing it by the window, which is sucking the fumes out. Anyway, so that was over in this cupboard, along with a few those little metal things that you put to reinforce corners sometimes. Those things were over in this cupboard, and over here were all these broken pieces of glass or small pieces, and over here was something else. It's all down in the studio now. I'm not going in the studio. It's cold down there. And if I do go down there, I can't work on stained glass down there. There's nowhere to put it. Unless I put it on the table saw. I guess I could put it on the table saw. But I'd have to stand up. Now this would be such a much better place to do stained glass, right? Look at this beautiful counter. Isn't that lovely? And that table, that's the place to do stained glass. But it is now all down there. But if it were not all down there, it would all be up here and it would be a mess. And do I want to put gardening stuff up here? Do I want to bring in some of those things, those big containers? And, you know, like I can't lift those containers. And Willem's 73, and these things are hard for him to lift too. I don't have a 20-year-old hanging around. If I let my son Abraham live here, I could ask him to do it and he would say, I'll do it later, and he'll never do it. So that wouldn't help. I used to look at him and say, look at you sitting in the chair. All those muscles, those awesome muscles that I could use if I had those muscles. And they're just sitting in the chair, just like flopped into the chair. Like, could you do these things? Could you make your muscles work for me? Well, maybe later. Yes, I'll do it. I'll do it later. The best of intentions, right? So, I'll say a prayer. I wonder how many people will lose when I say a prayer. Look, there are 6 thumbs up now and 5 people watching. 5 of you. If there were 5 people in this room watching and I was just doing all the talking, I mean, I can understand why people get up and leave. Look, now there's 4. I'm so glad she's cleaned this room. It's so nice that it's clean. I don't have to deal with it. But my cat makes messes. He dumps things out. He tips things over and makes a mess. Oh my gosh. He should be an outdoor cat, but I don't want him to eat the birds. But the kitchen is the hardest because the kitchen is full of painting on the table now. And I did the dishes yesterday, but when I do the dishes, it hurts my middle of my back. And sure enough, it did it again, and I got hurt. But I need to change that faucet. If I could just change that faucet and have one of those great big faucets that come all the way out, and then it maybe right at the edge. And if I can keep my elbows beside me while I do stuff, then I'm not hurt. But once I start reaching my elbows out, whether it's driving or anything, then I start getting pain in my upper back. But you know one thing that I can do? I can cut grass. Like the tall grass, I can take my grass clippers, they're very long. And I open and close and I shove it forward with my foot. When I clip, then I shove the blade forward, the scissors. And then it cuts again, and then I pull it back and I do it again. But sometimes I do start to hurt, yeah. But there's all these things that I need to do. Like I need to get gravel and put on the moat road. But once I fill up the trailer with gravel, I can't take it off the car, first of all. Oh, I should get one of those, what are they called? You unwind it and make it stand up before you, and then you crank it up and it'll lift it up off the car. Then you just drive the car out. What's that called? An elevator, a trailer elevator, or is it a trailer stand? Let's put trailer stand. Trailer stand. So I need a trailer stand, and then I could take it off, and then I could actually just take it down there and take the trailer stand, put it off, and then, but you see, then to get it out, you have to shovel it. And it doesn't have a back that's solid. The air goes through it. So if you lay it down, you could scrape it off and it'll go through those, and then you could drag it forward. If I had wheels, so that when you let the thing down, it had wheels on it. Ha! Trailer, what's it called, that back thing? Trailer back wheels. And then I could let the trailer down and I could drive it forward and I could just push it out. I could probably do that for a while. I'd have to stop and rest many times. That's one thing I need to do. Another thing was to get, that was for gravel. Another thing, but see, now it's going to be frozen. The gravel will be frozen, so all the rain that happened will be in it. But tomorrow we're going to get a big snowstorm. So today we should try out our, oh, what did you just say? Another hint, perhaps? Perhaps give yourself permission to do nothing and rest. I'm resting up for the holidays. I brought a thick yoga mat to place in front of my kitchen sink. It has helped my lower back pain. That sounds good. I have a mat. It's not that thick, but it's very squishy. I got it at a kitchen place once upon a time. That was a big expense. I don't usually buy things like that. But you know, wherever you go to, I need a new faucet. That's what I really need. I need to go to Ottawa and get a faucet. I think it should be an industrial faucet. That would actually be good. And then if you need to put water in a pail, you could pull it right over. But you know, at the camp, they had those big industrial sinks and these faucets. And it was awesome because I didn't have to reach in. But you know, my sink, there's a 2x4 that holds up the sink, or that holds the counter. I guess it's a 2x4. And so that means that the sink is behind it. But really the sink needs to be up at the edge. If the sink were at the edge, but if I moved the sink to the edge, then I'm going to have this gap back at the back. And I probably couldn't do it anyway, but I probably have to have somebody else come in and do it. I'm not used to hiring people. I also need to I need to hire somebody to do some plumbing things. I need to fix the bathroom downstairs. I can't use the shower because the handle, it won't turn anymore. So it's the faucet handle. This is the bathroom faucet handle. And I also have to replace the bathtub thing in here. You know, that's really silly because it's only about 10 years old. And my parents had one that worked my whole life. So why is this one? So faucet, bathroom faucet handle. And then this one, the bathroom, the tub, whatever that's called, tub fitting. It has to be replaced. But really the only problem is that the rubber seal, the rubber gasket isn't working. Something is wrong with the gasket. So why do I have to replace the whole thing instead of just the gasket? You pull the handle up. What if I were to somehow make it bigger? What if I used glue? What if I used hot glue? If I had to get down in the bathtub with my head up underneath it and look up in there with a flashlight, and then I could take that rubber seal and make it bigger. Can you imagine getting down in the bathtub upside on your back with your face underneath it. Those days are gone, aren't they? I have to hire somebody now. So I just need one plumber to do these 3 things. Put an industrial faucet, I have to replace the sink, I guess. And if I do it, I'll be able to do that. And I probably have more money now than when, after Willem dies and I'm by myself, I only get half of the pension. And that I won't have the money to do anything then. So I should probably do it while we're still okay. And then I can use it, and my back wouldn't be bad, and I could do the dishes, and he wouldn't have to. Industrial faucet, and the sink needs to be replaced too then, because the sink is not going to fit in the hole in the counter. If I use the same size sink, I have to do something with the counter. However, hoarder that I am, you know, when you cut the hole for the sink, you've got a piece of countertop. I still have the countertop. So theoretically, I could cut straight out, pull the sink forward, and then put that piece that fits perfectly in the back, cut it the same amount, and put it in there. The possibilities are going up. What plumber would want to do that? It's fun with plumbers. You know, you've got to have carpentry and plumbing, and sometimes electrical all in one. Anyway, I also want one of those little soap dispensers. I have a soap dispenser, and I've got all the parts for it, and I was going to replace it, but it's in a 2x4, which is too big. And so maybe I should just cut a big hole in that 2x4 with one of those big doorknob cutters. What did you say? Plumbers that want to make money, yes. If you're on a well and septic, if you're on well and septic, it is worth hiring a plumber to do it right. Plumbers want to make money. Yes, they do, and they probably used to cost $60 an hour, or $60 to show up. I don't remember what it is, but they cost a lot. Maybe somebody at church knows how to do plumbing. But you see, I've never wanted to, like at church we do things, like there'll be a project, somebody needs this built, and so everybody goes over and builds it for them. There's a big, huge woodpecker there. He's beautiful. Let's see if he's still there when I turn this around so you can see him. He's hairy. Mr. Woodpecker. Isn't he beautiful? But the feeder is empty. Poor guy. And there's a bird over there, another bird. Let's go look and see if there's still any. We're not getting the scriptures done very fast, are we? Uh-oh, and now my back hurts. Oh, the pond is freezing. Oh my gosh, look at that. We have frost that's so thick. I have to fix all this metal stuff on the bottom of the roof. That needs to be done before it all rots. The feeder is empty because I didn't fill it because I have a cat and all this. And the squirrels, there was like a whole bunch of black squirrels that came and they emptied the feeder. It was all over here. And then it was falling off and I didn't want my cat to go and get all these birds. Look at that pond. Look at that. That is not the color or the texture of a regular pond. It is frozen. -6 will do that. So is it time to move the kayak? Look, but it's sunny out there. And here I am in here. Is it going to be sunny all day? Uh-oh, look, there's clouds. What is the forecast? Let's go look at the forecast. Oh no, oh no. Clouds everywhere. Oh wait, not all. The forecast is, it's going to be cloudy. Oh, good morning, Ellen. You have snow. I have frost. I should bring in my cushion every day now. Let's go get the cushion. love the frost. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, you've got snow too. Yes, I think we're all getting the same thing, but look at the frost on the cars. Ah, it smells so good out here. I had a campfire in the teepee the other night. You remember that? Did you come? Oh, no, I didn't film it. Oh, yes, I just filmed a 15-second blurb of it. So those out there need to be brought in. You saw a Nancy Today clip on the news? Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, Uma, what? Tell me more. Oh my gosh. There was, once upon a time, there was somebody that wanted to, I hear the cat crying in the bedroom, but I can't handle it. Well, garden indoor this year yet. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's so much work, and I don't really like doing it, and I don't get in there and do it every day and water it. Watering is such a trouble, and my hose blew up last year. Luckily, it was in the tub. Anyway, I should just turn the hose off underneath it every time I use it. All these things that are difficult now, ending that far and all that. So tell me about on the news. Once upon a time, somebody wanted to use a clip. I had the original window in the kitchen. Not the original kitchen. The original kitchen now has a piano in it, but I moved it to the mudroom. It was a mudroom, which is now what our kitchen is. And then the family room got added on when my mother died, and she gave me money. I never had money. You need to use the wisdom you learned from last year. You have too many projects to be having an indoor garden. Yes, I agree. But I do need to grow some sunflower seeds. That's another thing that should go on here. My little sunflower. So we eat sunflower seed sprouts. Sunflower seed sprouts. And you know, if you do sprouts and lettuce and fresh, that's what gives you energy is fresh stuff. Yes, that's the thing. And all I'm eating now is stuff. So I really need some fresh stuff. So I'll have to do the sunflower seeds. Is that what wrote? Oh, look, it's already gone. Look, it's already gone from my hand. You can't even read it. Illegible. I was on vacation watching the news and I saw a clip of your window with beautiful frost. That's what it was. They asked if they could use that. I can't believe that. Anyway, and it was so thick and it was really bumpy and it was very thick. That's interesting. I bet it's on there still. I bet it's still on my videos. But you know, I went to my channel the other day. Alive food. Yes, with enzymes. You need those living enzymes to give you energy. That's what I need. I knew the other day I needed energy, needed live food, so I sent Willem out for lettuce, and he spent $9 on, it was supposedly the romaine hearts. You know what romaine hearts are, don't you? Romaine in Holland is like this big. You buy a romaine. No, was it Holland? Where was I? Was it Vancouver? And they were huge. Well, Holland too. Huge. But once they start going bad, they rip off the leaves and you get smaller ones and smaller ones and smaller ones until you only have hearts. And that just means that the rest of it is rotten. They've thrown it away. Well, there were these 3 little romaine hearts that were actually complete plants. They were ruffly green leaves. And they were only like this tall. This tall. I mean, like that's what, 4 inches, 5 inches? And they were dirty, like the black soil. They must have buried them in black soil when it was getting cold or something. But you had to take off each leaf and completely wash each leaf. Usually you only have to wash the outer leaves or just take them off. No. Anyway, for $9, we got these 3 little things. Okay, people are talking. Alive food. I was like, and my goodness, Nancy is on the news. I could never run for office, ever. ever, because everything is here. And man, if you wanted to say bad things about me, it's all here. Oh, hi, Skinner girl. Good morning, Nancy. Lovely to see you. Nicole Marie. Nice to see you too. Perhaps you can find Chumbles a home where he is free to roam. I take him if we live closer. Well, he's not my cat. He's Elida's cat, and he's here to have a place to roam. And so I put him out once it's dark, and he can play all night in the dark. He does come, now he figured out that the bedroom door is right beside my bed. And he came to the bedroom door and he reaches up and scratches on the door, and I saw him, but that was because I hadn't gone to bed yet. I was just laying in bed for an hour or so, watching and reading and whatever. Anyway, so if I don't feed the birds, he can go outside, but the birds are all around the house now. And I fed them yesterday. Nan B. Hi, Nan. Hi, Nancy. There is a shortage of romaine lettuce in the States. Can't find it anywhere. Yes, there's this really, you really need to buy yourself a bag of sunflower seeds, bird food, and lay them on a tray and sprout them. And in a few days, you'll have sprouts. And if you make a new tray every few days, then you'll have them every day. And you can eat sunflower seed sprouts, which give you all the nourishment of sunflower seeds and all the enzymes of living food. Remember when we used to make sprouts? Alfalfa seed sprouts? I get these, the New York Times, I get these notifications across the top. Isn't the world crazy? Well, we weren't going to talk about the world. So my biggest concern today, other than the fact that we're about to read the scriptures, which we still haven't gotten to, and how long have we been talking? 42 minutes. Babblings, Nancy's rambling babblings. Is that what you called it? Random babblings with Nancy today. That's what Tyler says I should title my videos. I appreciate you, Tyler. I appreciate you telling me. You're like a voice of reason out there saying, Nancy, you're 67, you're almost 70, and you're working like you're 20. But there's no way I could work for somebody else, because I tried that this summer. I tried being on a service mission and working for somebody else. You can grow microgreens of all kinds the same way. Well, isn't that the same thing as sprouts? Yes, it's important that we have our greenery to have energy. I always think that food will give me energy, and it doesn't always. Some food will give you energy. So usually food takes away my energy, so I try not to eat until about 1 or 2 o'clock. But sometimes I wake up and I make something, like this morning I watched somebody making bread. And they made it the way their grandmother made it, they said. And they made it in a frying pan. They just made bread, and they didn't rise it twice or anything, and it wasn't a lot of it. And then they put it in their frying pan, they patted it down and had oil on the pan, and then they cooked it on low for 15 minutes, and then turned it over, and it was nicely browned, and then they did it on the other side. And then they had this flatbread, and they needed to use their oven. And I looked at that and I remembered making bread. I used to make bread, and I loved making bread. You are doing good. Just slow it down. Spread out the energy. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. The energy is gone. It is a time-sensitive thing. The energy is there from like 5 in the morning until 2, maybe 3. And if the children are coming over and I'm babysitting after school or something, well, that's a lot later. I'm supposed to have energy in the end of so I just let them do what they want, which is play their games. But sometimes one of them wants to do things like painting and, grandma, and so I have such fun with them. But I can't video them anymore because it's dangerous to film them anymore. So I don't, which means that I'm not making very many videos. And so I make them when they're not here, but not when they're here. That was fun, letting them have the camera and do all that and whatever. Look at this, 6 thumbs up. So we're moving up. We have 9 people here. So we were going to do the scriptures. Does anybody want to do the scriptures? What should we talk about? Or if I do this, is we're going to go down to 0 people again. So we were working on, we have to start with a prayer. So we have a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this new challenge in my life, trying to figure out what to do at the end of the day, which starts in the afternoon when I have no more energy. Please help me to figure out how to do it so that I will, maybe I should have a nap when I run out of energy in the afternoon. I should just go and have a nap and make myself get up after an hour. Maybe I'll have energy after that. Is that possible? I do have energy after I wake up in the morning. Wouldn't that be cool if I had energy all evening? Anyway, I'll try it. Thank you for that idea. And thank you. Let's see, what else do we need to be thankful for? I have so many things to be thankful for. I'm thankful that I'm alive and that my body is not totally decrepit and that I can have new hips and that my knees improved. They're not as bad as they were at one time. Thank you for helping me to make good food choices so that I don't have a lot of arthritic pain. Thank you for helping me to figure out which stuff doesn't work for me, and thank you for all the doctors and people that told me along the way what could be troubles, and I was able to figure it out and get better. And thank you for this amazing house. This is quite an amazing house. I feel like Alice in Wonderland here in this house. Is so big, and I have so many things I can do, and there's so many projects I have everywhere, and there's no shortage of things. On the family room table is a basket project, and in the end of the living room is my weaving, and beside it is the carding, and outside on the porch is all the birch bark basketry stuff. And thank you for inspiring me to dig up spruce roots before the ground froze. Willem said it's partly frozen already. Thank you so much that I have these roots that I can use for my baskets. Don't think I have too many of them, but maybe there are more that are just in different places. And thank you for all the stuff that I have been able to save in the sunroom. And now I need to find places to put it, and I need to go through it and get rid of stuff so I have less stuff to find places for. And please help me finish those other projects like that quilted fleece-filled quilt I was making outside with my quilting frame that I thought I was making up. Thank you for these projects. Help me to finish the ones that I have not worked on in a long time, and help me to, I really am grateful I'm really grateful for the amount of energy that I have and for the amount I'm able to do and for all the projects and all the interesting things I can get up to. Please help me to find people to telephone and to communicate with in the evening when I have no energy. Help me to be a better person. Help me to make better choices, especially food choices. Help me to eat living things. Help me to grow those sunflower seeds and actually plant them and not get so distracted. And help me to clean up my house so that I can get to things and not be so distracted by everything. Put all this stuff away from the sunroom. I just feel like putting it back, but I can't. It's a pantry now. Anyway, thank you so much for Ava, for being able to have her come and clean my house. This is such a miracle. It's so worth it. Even though whatever money I'm paying her I don't have for the other things I would like to use it for. Thank you for blessing me that I've been able to have her. And thank you for this routine of reading the scriptures in the morning. It's really good to think about thee more. It's really good for me to spend more time focused on thee and to learn more about thee and to understand more. Thank you for the light that thou hast given me, and sometimes it's brighter than other times. Thank you so much for the people that are on YouTube that help me. They are so awesome. I'm so grateful for them that they come there and they talk to me. They give me ideas. Thank you so much for this medium. that I'm not all alone. Like years ago, back in the day on the farm when I was all alone and depressed in the winter, and I didn't have antidepressants, and I had SAD, and there was nobody to talk to. My mother would phone every day, but I'm so grateful for these people. Thank you so much for helping me. And please bless all those other people out there that have not got anybody to talk to and have not got a warm house, especially those that are affected by this Ukrainian and Russian situation, which is causing so many people not to have enough heat, and somehow help us to deal with our planet, and yet to still keep everybody warm, and to still be able to travel and do things without messing up the environment and making the weather so haphazard and crazy. And now that we're speaking about this haphazard crazy weather, if it be thy will, it will really be nice if we didn't have to be really cold, but if we could have a nice warm winter again. That was nice last year or the year before, but this has been so awesome. Thank you so much for the heat that we've had. And I know that the heat is really bad for the glaciers, and all these people are losing their property because of the floodwaters are rising. And help us all to help each other. Help us to love one another. And help me to be grateful for my situation and grateful for this opportunity to have longer darkness in the night, perhaps more time to see the stars and watch the moon. But it's usually cloudy too. And bless me that I will be able to be a sunshine on cloudy days. And bless us all that we might be sunshine on rainy days and cloudy days. And also bless this cat that it may sleep in the day and play outside at night, except it's pretty cold out there. Help him to grow some nice thick fur. And thank you for all the stuff that we have. Thank you and help me not to want to buy any more. Help me to be content with what I have and use all the things I have and create things with them that are pretty and useful, and share them with other people. And I'm grateful to thee for the many blessings that thou hast given to me and to everybody. Thank you for all of us having each other. And thank you for the internet and YouTube and so many things. And help me to make more campfires in the teepee and out by the grass hut. And that it might be a fulfilling thing to do, and I might feel joy from it, and that I might not just wish I was in the house where it's already warm. But help me to climatize, help us to grow this extra layer of this subcutaneous layer of fat that keeps us warm in the winter. Please help us to develop that little layer and be able to still play outside a lot and sit in the sun and apricot. And thank you for all that we've been able to accomplish during this extra warm time. And these things we pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. There were a lot more things. Hey, look at that. 10 people are here. I thought people would all leave when I prayed. But no. Sorry, it was mostly a me prayer. But if you say it along, when I say words, if you say the words afterwards, it becomes a me prayer for you. That's what I've learned. That when somebody else is praying, if I pray the same words after they've said them, if I repeat them while they're saying the next words and think about them, then it becomes my prayer. There's so much to be grateful for, isn't there? Especially when the sun is out. When the sun is out, I can think that way. When the sun is out, I think of things I'm grateful for. But sometimes, even when the sun is out, I'm tired and I just want to go inside and watch television, which isn't television. Okay. So, shall we study? Jesus Christ. I love Jesus Christ. I really love him. I'm so grateful for his atonement for me. And somebody said at church the other day, which some of you might have heard, if, I hold his hand, but if I hold his hand, I will let go. So he holds my hand because he will never let go. He will never let go. There's verses like that in hymns, like, I'll never, no, never, no, never, no, never, I'll never, no, never, no, never forsake. That's from How Firm a Foundation. I'll never, no, never. Okay, Jesus Christ. So we've already done, I will go through the ones I've already done. I didn't do them with you, but I did them by myself. Jesus Christ, advocate. Jesus Christ, anointed. Antemortal existence. Appearances, antemortal. Appearances, postmortal. Ascension of. Atonement through. Authority of. Baptism of. Betrayal of. Birth of. Condescension of. Jesus Christ, creator. Jesus Christ, crucifixion of. Jesus Christ, Davidic descent of. Jesus Christ, death of. Jesus Christ, deliverer. Jesus Christ, divine sonship. Jesus Christ, exemplar. Jesus Christ, family of. Jesus Christ, firstborn. Jesus Christ, foreordained. Jesus Christ, glory of. Jesus, and then with you, I've done Jesus Christ, good shepherd. Jesus Christ, head of the church. Jesus Christ, Jehovah. Jesus Christ, judge. Jesus Christ, I don't think I finished Jesus Christ, judge, because it was a little bit depressing and repetitive. Jesus Christ, king. And I don't think I did that one. I think I moved over to Lamb of God. Jesus Christ, Lamb of God. Jesus Christ, light of the world. Jesus Christ, Lord. Jesus Christ, mediator. Jesus Christ, messenger of the covenant. Jesus Christ, Messiah, which is where we are. So now we are on the scriptures. We did Philippians. So we've gone through the Old Testament, the New Testament, and now we're on to the scriptures that were recorded on this continent, the ancestors of the North American Indians and the South American Indians who thought Cortez was the great white god. Well, there were prophets back then that had been prophesying, and they knew of Jesus Christ coming many hundreds of years before he came, and so they prophesied about it. And those are awesome scriptures, and so I'm going to read that one. 1 Nephi 10:4. 1 Nephi 10, verse 4. Yea, even 600 years from the time that my father left Jerusalem, a prophet would the Lord God raise up among the Jews, even a Messiah, or in other words, a Savior of the world. Jesus Christ, Messiah. Oh, we've lost two people. All right, so that was 1 Nephi 10:4. God raise up among the Jews even a Messiah. And 15:13. Uh-oh. We have a low battery. I think I may have a cord here. I do, but it's very short. How am I going to use this? I think over there is a extension cord, and I don't really hang out over there anymore. So I'll bring this out. I'll bring this over here. Oops. See, that's my low chair for spinning. Hey, that's a low chair too. Maybe I should spin in that one. This is higher. All these nice things used to sit on this table, but the cat would come in here and knock them all off. Okay, so I don't know if it's working or not. Hello, hello. So we're just reading the scriptures here. So let's move on to the next one in the list. Where did the book go? So it was God raised up among the Jews even a Messiah. 15:13. So if you go to Gospel in the App Store, if you go to Gospel Library, and you go in Gospel Library to Scriptures, and then you go to Study Helps, and then you go to Topical Guide. That's a lot of things to look through. But anyway, then you can look through there to Jesus Christ. And we're on Jesus Christ Messiah. 15:13. And now the thing which our Father meaneth concerning the grafting in of the natural branches through the fullness of the Gentiles is that in the latter days, when our seed shall have dwindled in unbelief, yea, for the space of many years, and many generations after the Messiah shall be manifested in body unto the children of men, then shall the fullness of the gospel of the Messiah come unto the Gentiles, and from the Gentiles unto the remnant of our seed. So the remnant of the seed is the North American Indians, or the First Nations people, or the whatever you want to call everybody. The names change so much. Okay, so that was Messiah shall be manifested in body. And he did, right? He came and he spoke. That's in 3rd Nephi. He came and visited the people of this continent. And okay, 2nd Nephi 1:10. 2nd Nephi chapter 1 verse 10. But behold, when the time cometh that they shall dwindle in unbelief, after they have received so great blessings from the hand of the Lord, having a knowledge of the creation of the earth, and all men, knowing the great and marvelous works of the Lord from the creation of the world, having power given them to do all things by faith, having all the commandments from the beginning, and having been brought by his infinite goodness into this precious land of promise, that's this continent. Behold, I say, if the day shall come that they will reject the Holy One of Israel, the true Messiah, their Redeemer and their God, behold, the judgments of him that is just shall rest upon them. Messiah. Okay, I'm going to read that again. But behold, when the time cometh that they shall dwindle in unbelief, after they have received so great blessings from the hand of the Lord, having a knowledge of the creation of the earth and all men, knowing the great and marvelous works of the Lord from the creation of the world. You know, remembering is a really big deal, right? Like, the Lord has always said, remember when I brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Remember when there's always, remember. I suppose if you look up in the topical guide, remember. You'll see all the things. And I think that it's so important that we remember the hand of the Lord in our lives. When he did a miracle in your life. Like I had that time when I lost my bank card. And my wallet was empty. It was not there. I could see it was not there. I took everything out, showed Willem. It was empty. There was no, it wasn't empty. There were other things there. But anyway, it was not there. And then it was on the floor beside the chair. And I picked it up for some reason, and I opened it, and there in the front, on top of everything, was my bank card. Now, Willem was my witness. It was not there before. It's not that I overlooked it. It's not that somebody put it in there. It was not there. It was not there. And I am not mistaken. It was not there. And then it was there. And on top of that, as if that wasn't enough, I picked up a cushion in my car. And that cushion I was picking up every day and moving it from one car to the other as we would go to see the sunset. And I would put it in Willem's car and then I would put it back in my car. And here it was. I picked up the cushion and there was another bank card from 5 years ago. It had been lost for 5 years, which was sitting on that chair. This was the new one, was the replacement for it. But so I had no bank card, and then suddenly I had two bank cards. And I don't know if that means anything to any of you, but to me, that was a huge miracle that taught me that if he wants there to be a tree growing in my living room, poof, it can be there. That he has all power. He can do anything, which I knew, but I didn't really know. But now I really knew it. You know how you get a key of knowledge? Knowledge of spiritual things. You get one little key of knowledge and it will come to you and it's not transferable. I was telling people about that and somebody commented back a comment that made me see that in her mind I had just overlooked it and that it really was there all the time, but I hadn't seen it. And that's kind of the way we are. Good morning, Susan. Nice to see you. Ellen is here. Okay, so we're reading about, in the scriptures, we're reading about the Messiah. And think about your own life. Behold, when the time cometh that they shall dwindle in unbelief. Think about yourself. When I dwindle in unbelief, like at the end of the day, when I'm so tired and there's nothing to do and I'm really down. I guess I'm not really in unbelief. After they have received so great blessings from the hand of the Lord. I mean, look around. Look at your life. Look at all the items in your room. I mean, those are all blessings. Those are all things that you did not create, most of them, that you didn't create, including the room and even if you did build it, the materials came from somewhere else and eventually they went back to, they were from the earth, which we didn't create the earth or create trees that could grow. After they have received so great blessings from the hand of the Lord, having a knowledge of the creation of the earth and all men, knowing the great and marvelous works of the Lord from the creation of the world, having power given to them to do all things by faith. You know how we move mountains. Mountains are not those big mountains. Maybe they are also, but the mountains are the mountains in our lives. Like it's a mountain for me, what to do after I'm out of energy. When I have no more energy, I still have time left. I still have a day left. What do? I'm mentally, I'm not in the mood to do a project. What do? I don't know. This is a mountain to me. And I know that now that it's going to get dark at 5 or 4, I have this mountain in my life of what do I do with myself when my body won't let me do anything and my mind is not interested in anything. All right, we'll see what we come up with. The Lord will help me. Knowing the great and marvelous works of the Lord from the creation of the world, having power given to them to do all things by faith, having all the commandments from the beginning and having been brought, we have all the commandments from the beginning, don't we? We don't have to go through this earth without the commandments. We have, the Bible is the best-selling book of scripture, book in ever. It's the, top bestseller list forever. Having all the commandments from the beginning, having been brought by his infinite goodness into this precious land of promise. We have all been brought by his infinite goodness into this precious land of promise. If you compare your life in North America or in Europe with the lives of so many billions of people in China and in India, and what you have compared to what billions of people don't have, just look around. Everything, your walls are not made of sheets or cardboard. And in those cardboard houses, what have you got? not anything, I don't think. I don't know exactly what you have. And by his infinite goodness into this precious land of promise, behold, I say, if the day shall come that they will reject the Holy One of Israel, the true Messiah, their Redeemer and their God, behold, the judgments of him that is just shall rest upon them. Is this what's happening in the world today? They have to love those sheets. Knitting. They have love in those sheets. That's right. That's right. And it's not the physical stuff that we've got that gives us happiness. It's our happiness has a lot less to do with the circumstances of our lives and everything to do with the focus of our lives. Behold, I say, if the day shall come that they will reject the Holy One of Israel, the true Messiah, their Redeemer and their God, behold, the judgments of him that is just shall rest upon them. So it's not the judgments of him that is mean. Oh, I got to get rid of that. Always told my husband I would live in a grass hut and be happy. I would live in my grass hut and be happy. I love my grass hut. Yes, you should build one. There's such a lot of long grass. Here anyway. Guess the first cut and the second cut in a hayfield, if you just let it all grow, you would have a bigger cut, and that would be good for making a grass hut. But you can also make a grass hut out of short grass. Maybe not that grass, but short grass. And having been brought by his infinite goodness into this, brought by his infinite goodness. So you're not here because you deserve to be here, because you happen to be born here. I'm sorry you were buffering. It was because I was on a telephone call. Ha. I get those crappy spam, porn spam that shows up here. And if I do it delete, they'll just come again. But if I do it hide user from channel, then it doesn't matter what they say. It's, hi, Mary Jane. Good morning. Hi, I'm glad you're here. I haven't seen you lately. I was thinking of you last night when I had nothing to do and I was bored and went and lay down in bed at 7 o'clock. I thought I was wasting my time watching television so much. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Having been brought by his infinite goodness into this precious land of promise, behold, I say, if the day shall come that they will reject the Holy One of Israel, the true Messiah, their Redeemer and their God, behold, the judgments of him that is just shall rest upon them. Yea, he will bring other nations unto them, and he will give unto them power, and he will take away from them the lands of their possessions, and he will cause them to be scattered and smitten. That's an interesting, it's an interesting scripture, because if you look at what's happening, like there's a lot of people in this continent that love Jesus Christ and that follow his commandments, especially in South America. The people of South America are very faithful. I have been down there and been in a church, and there was a woman that was dressed in many layers of very tattered clothing, and she knelt beside the pew and she just stayed there for a long, long time. And it was one of those days when we were on a tour. I was on a press trip or something, and the people of South America have such great faith, but there are many on this continent that have forgotten about the true Messiah, that have looked for other gods, whether it's their car or, there was a talk given the other day, and in it he talked about the fact that back in the Old Testament days, they had gods for everything, and Abraham wanted a wife for his son. And so his servant didn't believe in the same God as Abraham believed in. They had a God for the sun, a God for the earth, a God for, happiness, a God for the everything. There was gods for everything. And so the God of Abraham was just one more God. It was just like, okay, well, uh-oh, it's still saying low battery again. I hope this is charging. It's supposed to be charging. Anyway, hey, but this isn't on, so maybe this thing isn't on. Is it on now? What if I do this? So it wasn't charging. Okay, now maybe it is. In those days, it was normal that there were so many gods, and everybody had different gods that they worshipped. God of all these weird names that I can't pronounce, and now we're in a time where we know there's one God, and yet want to play this afternoon. Are you going to come over? I want you to come over if you want. That would be so much fun. Mary Jane. Anyway, so in our time, there are so many different gods that people worship. They worship the god of the stock market, or the things. Yeah, see, if she had done that when I unplugged her and plugged her back in, I would have known that it was on. Anyway, so now what gods are there that we worship? What is it that's really important? Is it your house? You've got to have a new kitchen. Hi, there we go. I'm sorry. I was gone. I had a phone call. Yes, I was going to make soap. Yesterday I had it all planned out. I was going to make soap, and I brought all the soap making stuff out to the kitchen, and then I had to render the fat. And then I put it outside to cool, but it went down to -7, so now it'll be frozen solid. But it didn't look like it really rendered properly. Maybe I didn't boil it hard enough, because it seems like just a brown goo, anyway, so I probably have to boil it really hard to make the fat completely separate from the impurities. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? Are we still good with this, or should I go on? Let's look up Messiah again, another one. Jesus Christ, Messiah. Did you message me, May Jane? Should I go and check? I don't know if you did or not. I had to answer that phone call. My daughter's daughter is unwell. 2 Nephi 1:10. I did that one already, didn't I? The Holy One of Israel, the true Messiah. Redemption cometh. Okay, 2 Nephi 1:10. We did that. That's just what we just now did. And then 2 Nephi 2:6. 2 Nephi 2:6. Wherefore redemption cometh in and through the Holy Messiah, for he is full of grace and truth. Isn't that wonderful? Redemption cometh in and through the Holy Messiah, for he is full of grace and truth. It's not enough that we, these different ideas that you can make good things happen by thinking of them, by positive whatever. If you don't acknowledge the hand of the Lord in all things, then you lose. It's a lot that you don't get, because you don't acknowledge his hand in all things. Although you may get what you're wanting by positive affirmations or the law of attraction or all these things, I don't know, but when we deny the Savior, when we think it's not because of him, because he doesn't exist, or he's not real, or things don't work, or that's just some old sectarian notion, redempeth cometh in and through the Holy Messiah, for he is full of grace and truth. For behold, he offereth himself a sacrifice for sin, to answer the ends of the law, unto none else can the ends of the law be answered. Uh-oh, another one of those crappy things. Just a second. Hide user on channel. Gone. Okay, I think that I should go. We've lost our sunlight. I sacrificed the sunlight so that we could read the scriptures together. But now I need to go because I need to find out. Mary Jane, are you coming? Did you message me? I have to read that. Yes, that's what Nancy said yesterday. Scrape off the top layer. Yeah, I think that it's all through it. I think I have to boil it again and make all the dark stuff go to the bottom, and then the top stuff will be fine. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for coming. Look at, there's 9 of you now. Charge up yourself and your phone. Okay, I will, and I'll go online when I make the soap. I'm not sure if I'll make it today. I think I should go for a walk. And maybe Mary Jane's coming. Yay, won't that be fun? This afternoon I'm going to go watch some swimming happening. Anyway, I love you very much. Only for a half an hour or something, but it'll be a while to get there and get back. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You really help me out. You really do. I'm sorry I'm not on here very often anymore. And enjoy spinning, Suze. I think I'll bring my spinning wheel up here, and I'll put it by that yellow chair and see what I can do up here. That's a good idea. I don't know. We'll see. Bye, everybody. Okay, I won't hang up right now because I know you'd like to say goodbye to each other. I'm going to check out and see what Mary Jane said. Have a great day, everybody. It's so nice to see you, Susan. How's your heart? Are you okay? Have you got... It's funny, you have one doctor say that you need this and another doctor say you don't. Oh, well. It's the same with many things. Okay. Bye. See you soon. Oh, good. I'm glad you're fine. Bye. Enjoy.